It says, I'm renting a house and the electricity just got cut or terminated due to non-payment of rates and taxes by the actual owner of the property. The power has now been off for the last 5 months. And I can't imagine what the viewer who's asking this question is going through. And the viewer asks, I have nowhere else to go. What can I do in this particular situation? Bruno?
All right. So the one thing that I am surprised about, though, is a tenant would typically not be so patient and so tolerant over a period of 5 months when it comes to situations like this where the electricity is being cut off. And typically speaking, it actually ends up being more feasible many times for the tenants to actually cancel the lease agreement based on breach and move out the property and go find something else. Because in the reality is, if there was a lease agreement and a market related rent was being paid, then it's more than likely you would probably be able to find another property along the same lines, along the same price range, where electricity would be covered. So that's just something that I want to point out. This scenario is a little bit unusual, because normally when we deal with cases like this, and we deal with it on behalf of landlords, for example, I see situations where landlords aren't receiving any rent, and they simply stop paying the municipality. Not that they're entitled to do so, but they simply stop paying the municipality. And once they stop paying the municipality, the services get disconnected. And obviously the tenants in those instances would complain about it, but since they haven't been paying rent or utilities, it's just kind of allowed to happen. So that's more more the usual example of when we see things like this happening. In situations where the tenant is paying and paid everything they were supposed to pay, and if they weren't, for example, paying the municipality directly, or the landlord wasn't paying property rates, the problem that we experience is the fact that the municipality, as against the landlord, as against the owner of the property, is entitled to disconnect or discontinue services for any non-payment, including property rates. So it's not a question of electricity is not paid, you can disconnect electricity. Any amounts due to the municipality, and this is mostly because of the Municipality Structures Act, that does allow for any debt due to the municipality. And typically speaking, that means that one can disconnect, the municipality can disconnect if any amounts are due to it. The tenant's recourse would lie against the landlord, and this would be a complaint, for example, to the Rental Housing Tribunal. The tenant would have recourse to claim damages from the landlord, and naturally the tenant would be able to cancel the contract based on breach, and would be able to move out in addition to claiming those damages. But compelling the municipality to switch the electricity on, they'd probably only be able to do if they actually paid the property rates over to the municipality, and then had a fight with the landlord about setting it off against the rent or something like that. But that's a bit of a practical, outside the box approach.
Thanks so much, Bruno, for that answer, and I hope that Dan, who asked the question, can get some comfort out of that as well.